And we are live. Thank you for joining me again this week. Once again, it's Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief.
Animerick here, ready to talk some Game of Thrones.
SMX Wing. Oh, yeah. SMX Wing, the Otter Man, ready to go.
It's Bas Nation here, ready to go.
And we are here to bring you yet again another small council live hangout right here on
Otaku
Weekly, and as always, here to bring you the latest in this week's small council live hangout discussion. And episode for discussion this week is Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 4, entitled Oathbreakers. So to kick off our small council hangout, we're going to go ahead, roundtable discussion, first giving our general thoughts on this week's episode. So Rick, start us off.
I personally really enjoyed the episode. I think there was some good story progression, you know, as opposed to the previous episodes, which were just kind of the tie-up to last season with the wedding and everything. We had some new storylines develop, so I enjoyed the episode overall, as a whole.
Alrighty, and and I'm gonna step in and give my general thoughts now. For those of you all who have already seen my episode review, you guys know that I gave this week's episode a negative review. And I still stand by that to this day. I did find it boring. I did think that it dragged. I had some legitimate issues with the pacing of the episode, with some scenes that were in this episode I thought should have been in others. I thought were detrimental to the pacing of the season as a whole. And yeah, with the exception of like Jaime's scenes and with all the stuff that happened up north with Jon, with the Night's Watch, and with the White Walkers, other than that, everything else in the episode just dragged for me. So there's that.
So I'm Bas Nation here. I thought, general opinions, I thought the episode was strong. Well, I thought it was stronger than last episode. I thought the Night's Watch scene, the war scene, Jaime's scene, I thought they were alright. I had a few problems. I agree with Larry, I didn't like the Littlefinger scene that much. Should have been in the last episode. Well, I liked the scene, but the placement of it was pretty bad. And Daenerys scene was meh to me. So yeah, that's my general opinions on it.
Yeah, I thought this week's episode was better than last week's. I still think last week's was the worst of the season, but this week's didn't have any blatant destroying of anyone's character like Jaime, so I think they got back on the right track with Jaime, and all the scenes in King's Landing were, like, I agree with Larry, slow, but still good. And everything in the north was okay. Things we gotta talk about. Some stuff we gotta talk about, but
Steve's like, there's some shit we need to speak about. It's like, we're gonna settle this shit tonight.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up our general thoughts on Oathkeeper, and now we're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna dive into the episode with some more thorough roundtable discussions, and I'm gonna let my man Rick kick things off. What's our first topic on the list?
Let's talk about the Khaleesi. Let's talk about what Dany did this episode. She cakewalked the shit. Again, for the third time.
Yes, she did.
But that shit was brilliant. That shit was brilliant. You can't deny that. First off, she set it up, and then she has one of her generals, Grey Worm, who can relate to what these slaves have gone through, and be like, look, even though we die in this, one day of freedom, one moment of freedom is worth a life, opposed to a life of slavery. And even though they rebuttal, like, look, we weren't trained as unsolid like you are. We're not, uber Spartans like you are. So he's like, we have no weapons. And look, he comes packing up weapons. He motivates them, he gets them going, and they ransacked it. Obviously, there were more slaves than there were slave masters, and they cakewalked the city. Now, what the interesting part, though, the episode, first off, I do really, really love the bit of development we got for Grey Worm. Him learning the common tongue, which, by the way, being one of the Khaleesi's generals is very, very important, I think, because if he is going to be a representative of Khaleesi, he has to be able to talk to other people besides those who speak Valyrian. That is an essential tool. And then, of course, the bit with... so I love the fact she did that, and the development we got for Grey Worm. The possible development relationship between him and Dany's aide, which for some reason I can never remember her name.
Me neither. I just remember sexy black girl. That's all.
I mean,
Miss Sunday.
It's interesting. We'll see. If that gets any more time. I don't know if it's filler or not. And then of course, so I love that. The bit with Dany wanting retribution for the children, and the fact that Lord Barristan was against it, or Sir Barristan, I'm sorry. I found that scene interesting because, for me, I think Barristan, he's hoping that he served so many fucked up kings and rulers that he truly hopes that Dany will be that just ruler, that have that just hand. And he's seeing that Dany will, look, there's something she just can't tolerate. And I do wonder, why he didn't want the children to be avenged. Why not? You can't let justice like that run wild. If she's creating a kingdom out here, she can't let those things go unpunished. So actually, I do agree with Dany. So I want to get your guys' point of view. What do you agree with what Dany did, or was Barristan right in telling the Khaleesi, look, these are your people now. You need to sometimes justice or mercy over justice. So what do you guys think?
Well, go ahead, Bas. I'll let you tackle.
Yeah, just gonna say, they were kids, man. They were kids that they were, crucifying 160 of them. Man, she should have done more to them, in my opinion. But yeah, I agree with her. Come on, Barristan can't be that soft, especially in the world of Game of Thrones, And they were kids. I just agree with what she did. And I think the show writers were smart in making it seem like, hold on, is something gonna come up with Dany? Is she gonna turn out to be like the Mad King, like the Targaryen, like her brother or whatever? But I just don't see it that way, man. Just this situation in itself, they were kids, man. They were kids.
Yeah, I'm with Bas with that, because I believe in an eye for an eye, and I understand where Barristan's coming from, because his whole thing is about saving lives. That's his whole thing. It's like, hey, you got the city and you got all these guys left over. It's like, look, they don't pose a threat to you, so just turn them loose. It's like we took this city over so easy. Why generate unnecessary bloodshed? That does make sense. But at the same time, like Bas said, those were children, and it's like, yeah. I could turn these guys loose, but they had their chance. Those kids didn't stand one at all.
Right.
Put them motherfuckers on them crosses and let it be a sign to everybody else. I ain't fucking around. So I don't blame Dany for what she did. No.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all you guys.
I even agree with Bas in that I would have done worse.
Damn, you guys are crazy.
Matter of fact, what I would have done is I would have put them suckers on that cross and I burned them alive.
Damn.
I'd have burned them alive. And if possible, simultaneously. Can you imagine that? 16 miles at every mile marker. There's a burning, screaming person on a cross.
I think they'd
That'd
be
have been
dead.
awesome.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Dany made the right call, but I don't think I'd call. I think Bas said. I wouldn't call Barristan soft. I just think he's been around the block. I mean, he's been with how many kings now? I don't know. And he knows
4? No,
Yeah, I would say 4.
3.
And he's seen bad decisions, and so maybe he just thought this could be one of those decisions. I think I understood him and where he was coming from, but like you guys, I agree with Dany's decision. I don't know if I'd go and do more to them, like burn them, but that's on some Stannis stuff, Larry. But yeah.
No, it's not. Dany burned the witch at the end of season 1.
She did.
But also,
what that witch did was fucked up, but it was far less fucked up than what they did.
I sort of get what you mean, SMX. Like maybe some of those flavors maybe maybe they were nice to their slaves. You know, maybe they were sort of against what the slave masters were doing to these children by posting them up along the way to Marine. But they couldn't do anything. I mean, if the hierarchy, if the top orders are to do that, then so burning all of them like that or whatever, putting them on the stake, whatever. But it does bring up a moral conundrum, which it's a blurred line there. But I don't know. I'd still crucify them.
I see, and once again, that's what I say. I don't see how this could be a debate. There is no moral conundrum. I've always said, you take a life, you forfeit yours, and if you're an adult who takes the life of a child, you forfeit yours 3 times over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like the main hierarchy should, but maybe some of the lesser slavers.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like maybe they didn't have a say in the matter. They were just following orders.
Yeah.
Well, you know who else was following
slave
orders?
masters are like some of the slave masters. I think it's not like they surrendered, and Dan's gonna let them live in her kingdom now, right? That's the sense I got. They all didn't die.
Oh yeah, it was 100. It was 100 and something. It's nowhere near all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, but here's the thing. Like, even if you're a slaver and you're just quote unquote following orders, you know who else was following orders? The Nazis. You gonna spare them too?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put them niggas on the goddamn cross and burn their ass alive. Ooh, and do it with dragon fire. That'd be beef.
No.
They went mile to mile, and just let that dragon loose on their ass. Rah! Draconis, motherfucker.
I do gotta commend too that overview where Danny's on the balcony, and then she sees like the overview of the people, and you hear the cry. That shit was eerie but beautiful at the same time. And then you have the overview with the Targaryen banner. That was bad.
I love that scene. That was beautiful.
Question. Here's my question though. Where the fuck they get that banner from?
They probably had it. They've got a whole army and a whole camp and whatever.
Look, all those people from Yukai, you had someone had to know how to sew. Someone had to know how to sew. Of all those slaves from Yukai,
I remember when I saw that. I was like, that's a nice fucking banner. When the fuck did she have time to get that made?
Someone knew how to sew. A lot of people should have known how to sew from Yukai and Astapor.
Hold up. Here's the conversation right here. It's like Khaleesi, you know, we got this for you. It's like, well, where the hell was that 2 seasons ago? It wasn't in the budget. Oh, okay. Put it up.
No, because I get now, but looking at that scene, obviously this is going to be Danny's quote-unquote home for the time being.
You think so?
Yeah, unlike, well, I mean, this is the last Slaver's Town. And obviously this is the grandest one, so I think this is where she's going to hold herself up for the time being, probably for the rest of the season. And now, hopefully now, we can get some idea of what they're going to do with her character going forward. Because, again, same shit. As brilliant as that attack was, that siege was, it was the same shit from last season. So now I'm hoping and praying we get some idea of what she's going to do going forward now with the season and the series itself. So that's what I'm hoping for Danny.
And how? Because it's like I said, when they did the little preview, and she was talking about Westeros, I'm like, dude, that has to be the first time she's mentioned Westeros in like 2 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I can kind of understand, though, because she knows she doesn't have what it takes. She didn't have the power to take Westeros. That's why in Season 3, she was going to Astapor.
Even now, her power, she's got, like, what is it, like 8,000 or 10,000 Unsullied with her?
8,000 Unsullied.
8,000 Unsullied. I mean, if you're going to cross the Narrow Sea to try to take over Westeros, it's not that easy, because the Tyrells themselves, they're powerful. They've got a lot of soldiers. Then you got the Lannisters who are still at their power. They've still got a lot of power with them. So 10,000 Unsullied coming from the Narrow Sea. It's not like they have a castle behind them to hold up their defenses as well. They're gonna go full frontal attacking, and it'll be a really tough task.
How many did Stannis have when he attacked?
Stannis had, like, according to the show, he had like under 100,000 because he took all the Tyrell bannermen with him, and then when he attacked, they lost, and then Tyrell bannermen. The Tyrell bannerman that was Renly's people, Renly. And then,
so he actually had that attack force was 100,000?
Around 100,000. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. It was under 100,000. It was under 100,000. But
Yeah,
it was
it was under, definitely.
it was a shitload of people, and he still managed to lose. But yeah.
Yeah.
And the Tyrells are still like mighty strong. They've probably got right now. They've got like 40,000 or something with them, and the Lannisters probably got like 40,000. Because when it all started, like when the first war whole started, the Lannisters had like 60,000. Tyrells had like 60,000. The Starks had like 25,000. But now since the war has gone on a bit, they've lost a lot of men. And Dany only having 8,000. Unsullied are like strong as shit. But
I don't think
know,
she
man.
could take King's Landing, but I think she could take the North.
She needs to wait for her dragons. Once her dragons are older enough, once they're independent, like they're actually useful in battle, no army can stand against her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling
I
on
think
the
she.
niggas, the
I think she.
dragon.
The scene was good, but I thought she took the city too easily.
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
More of a
Totally
struggle.
agree. I totally agree.
More of a struggle in the books.
She did.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing that kind of has me is the fact that she hasn't really gotten much opposition at this point in time. Think about it, dude. Oh, also consider this. Are the Unsullied one of a kind?
Yep.
That's one army. They don't sell other Unsullied armies to other people.
Yeah, they do.
They do, but none of them
Yeah.
was like the Unsullied of Yunkai. They're original Unsullied, like proper Unsullied. Other people have like some bullshit kind of form of an Unsullied. Like the Unsullied in Yunkai, or wherever she got it from, they were at birth, they were taken as Unsullied. The other people, they sort of take them from an older age, and they train them
So
as
the other
Unsullied.
people were trying to copy the training procedure.
Yeah, they're trying to copy the original, but the original is always going to be the best. But yeah. Continue with your point, Larry.
Pretty much my thing is this. It's like if it's an army for hire, kind of like the Second Sons, you know what I mean? How is it that other people don't have them? How
They do,
How has
in
she
the
not
ring-
run into anyone who has Unsullied as well?
Yeah,
They
because I
did
mean,
that
she
for all
did
things.
buy all. She did take, and she's like, I want all of them, even the ones in training. I want them all.
Yeah, that's true.
When
Any
she went to
Unsullied,
Astapor, she's like, I want everything you got, and I'll give you a dragon for it.
any Unsullied that are probably in this Slaver's Bay or the cities were probably no match for Dany's Unsullied anyway. And with the budget, they never even showed any fighting or anything anyway. So we never get to actually see any Unsullied on the other side.
Which I'm curious, especially for Steve, you and Bas, like, does she take over these cities that fucking easy in the books?
No.
Exactly.
No, it's a bit harder.
So what we're talking about is pretty much just the result of fucking budget. We don't have the budget to show all the.
Like, even a lot of things, like even Blackwater was hurt by budget. From what I heard.
It was. In the book, it was a bit different. Yeah, Tyrion had a whole chain. He had his whole hectic strategy that he was going to implement, but they couldn't really do that in the show. But yeah. But to your point, Larry, about there being no opposition. The Slavers Bay, they haven't had war in a long time. Like, they've been pretty peaceful with everyone, so they didn't really expect everything. And when she was in Karth, and then when she went to Astapor or whatever, she sort of took them by surprise by just killing them off, like, by surprise. So I wouldn't expect it to have opposition then. But then, they're not really, they weren't really ready for her.
But Astapor, they showed that it was surprise, but they were like expecting it or something. Because I mean, because they did get ambushed. But they were able to overcome the ambush.
I think that she is smart as well. Like the counsel that she has around her, the way she went under the sewers or something and managed to take the city like that. That's pretty genius stuff. Like, so yeah, it's like in regards to full siege tactics, I think they were expecting her to just lay siege on the city and stuff. But then she went through the sewers and sort of just threw them off and completely caught them off guard and whatnot. But Marine was taken a bit easily, man. Come on,
I know, right? To say that's the biggest.
But it makes sense though, because if you got a ratio of 3 slaves to 1 master, and you make a scene like that, and you inspire them, and then you send your Unsullied down the sewers to sort of set an example for these slaves to do what they want to free themselves, that would work. Like that's sort of a reasonable strategy. Like logically, it would work, would it not?
No, I think it would.
Hmm.
I think we should see some more dead motherfuckers in the streets, but that's neither here nor there.
We saw one dead guy.
We saw one dead guy, and we didn't even get to see the corpse. We just saw the ambush.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it with Dany, though. Hopefully we see more, more development going forward. Please.
Please, I know, right? please. So let's talk about what happened in King's Landing this week. Because it's like I said, with the exception of all of Jamie's stuff, I can't even say all of Jamie's stuff because there was still the Cersei scene that I thought was fucking pointless, except for the lead-in. But for the most part, I mean, Jamie's scene with Tyrion, Jamie's scene with Brienne, and hell, even the scene he had with Bronn, I thought were all important. So Steve, you wanna, because you mentioned you have some thoughts on that.
The King's Landing scenes, yeah. Jamie's scenes were 100 times better than last week's because of that debacle with the rape and all that. So this episode we got back on track with everything that he was supposed to be doing. So, like his scene with Brienne was something I've been waiting for. Their relationship is one of my favorites in the books, and to see that was probably the best scene, the one with Brienne and Jamie. I just
When he
felt
gave
really
her
emotional in that one.
Oathkeeper.
And they gave her the sword. Oathkeeper, right? So it just got all the scenes, even the one with Cersei, which I know you don't like. They got back on track with his character, where he's supposed to be going, which is why I don't know why you hate this episode as much as last week. But what did you guys think of his scenes?
My favorite Jamie scene, actually, though, would probably be the Tyrion one.
Yeah, that's what I said. The one with Tyrion. That was my favorite one.
It was really interesting because Jamie's loyalties are really being tested. You know, he has this loyalty to Cersei to a certain extent, and then Tyrion. And it's like, which way do I go? How can I please both? I can't. You know, Tyrion's like, can you just break me out of here and, you know, we'll run off, and I'll run off. Tyrion and Jamie's like, I can't because it's my honor as a knight. It'll damage me. I can't do it. Even if no one finds out that I helped you, I can't do it. I will know. And so Tyrion's like, well, that's all you can do to help me, bro. I mean, but even like the fact that we learned that Jamie didn't go see Tyrion, and the fact that he's just been hurting, and the fact that he had to outright ask Tyrion, it was like it was really well done, and it really showed the relationship really well. Like, I think that they're displaying Jamie and Tyrion's relationship far better than Cersei and Jamie's relationship. Yet there's been fewer scenes with Tyrion and Jamie, so it's really weird how this is playing out.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, go ahead, Bas.
I can't stand Cersei. Like in season 1 and in the first couple of episodes in season 2, she was good. Like I didn't really mind her that much, but man, I can't stand her now. Like just any scene with her, she's gonna ruin the other characters' reputation, you know, because of her placement in there. Yeah, and I think she really ruined them. So I didn't like her and Jamie's scene in this. I thought it was just a waste of time. I know it was segueing into the other scene, but it could have been done another way, or it could have just shown the other scene. It would have been the same, you know, Podrick's face and then the camera coming out. It would have been the same. But yeah, just freaking this whole thing with her and Brienne and Jamie. But Jamie's scene with Brienne and Podrick, that was good.
I can hear it in your voice. You're like, oh, fuck, damn it, I hate that.
But you know what? I understand where Bas is coming from. She's not even like a good, like beforehand she was a good antagonistic force. She's not even that now. She's not even an enjoyable antagonist to watch. It's like, oh, Jamie and Cersei's coming. Ugh. Ugh. This bitch.
Hey, look on the bright side. At least she doesn't do the fucking eyebrow thing every fucking scene like she did in season 1. Every scene in season 1, she doing the fucking people's eyebrow. Every scene. It's just like, God damn, woman, relax.
At least she was fucking awesome in season 1.
At least
like
she
when
was
she dropped the Game of Thrones line.
Yeah.
When she dropped the Game of Thrones line, I was like, yo.
She was playing the game. She was at least thinking. Her eyebrows is her thinking. Now she's not thinking.
Her power lies in her eyebrows.
And her cheekbones. Don't forget that. And her cheekbones.
You guys don't think the reason her character is like that is because of where her character is at right now and how she's lost a lot of the power she once had?
It is, but then it just shows her character in itself. Like, is she that? What's the word? Is she that
petty?
Yeah, is she that petty? That, you know, that's a turn off. That's a throw off. It just makes me hate her more.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, because think about it like this. It's like, okay, she lost a lot of her power, right? But if she was half the fucking badass that she tried to make herself out to be, wouldn't she have done something about it by now?
Maybe.
Instead of just fucking whining and bitching about it like she's been doing all season long, she would have done. Should have done something by now.
That's the thing about Cersei. I don't think she's as powerful as she thinks she is, nor as smart.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tywin
but
says
but
that.
she's
I remember Tywin
frustrated.
saying that.
but my point is interruption by infant
My nephew, I'm sorry. My nephew.
with some lungs on them now. It's like, I am baby, hear me roar.
Yeah, that's him. That's him right now.
But see, my whole point is my thing is not just the fact that Cersei's not as smart or not as cunning or not as powerful as she thinks she is, but she damn sure ain't. You remember, my whole thing is about how she makes herself out to be. You know what I'm saying? That's why everything she does now is like it's just empty threats. It's just idle threats. It's like that you have nothing really to threaten these people with, but she's still barking.
So, when I was talking to someone one time about when our Carol was doing a character, someone described Cersei as great at getting power, not knowing what to do with it once she gets it. And that, if you think about it, that is true because
Kind of like
season
Robert.
1, when her back was against the wall, she did that shit brilliantly. Love it or hate it, the outcome, she did that shit brilliantly. She did exactly what she needed to do. Season 2, you know, season 2, I don't know what they were doing with Cersei in season 2.
For real,
Fucking
getting ready to fucking poison Tommen. It's like,
yeah, like going forward, she was kind of like thinking. Now looking at, she got the power. It's like she had a lot of power in season 2, and she decided to drink and wine all day.
Yeah, she's drunk all the time now. She's just drunk constantly.
And then she was season 2 could have been she was at her height as towards the power, but she did nothing with it. Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Season 1, she was at her height with her. Well, see, season
Well,
1.
no, season 1, she was just queen.
Yeah, but season 2, she had to deal with Tyrion, and Tyrion sent off her daughter. I mean, how much power could you have if you let that happen?
But see here.
But see, the thing is though, in season 2, first off, in season 2, Tyrion shouldn't have been that big of a fucking deal because she could have still got what she wanted had she would have just set aside her fucking pettiness and cooperated with him. She still would have got what she wanted. No, season 2, her shit started getting rocked because Joffrey wasn't under her thumb no fucking more.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in fucking season 2.
And I still question how Tyrion was able to do that in season 2. Like, I didn't know the Canada King could do that kind of shit.
Because Tywin was backing him.
Yeah.
Because Tywin?
Yeah, Tywin sent him there, and if Tywin sends you somewhere, you're gonna pay attention to that person.
So did people just do it because they were scared? Did people just let him do it because they were scared of Tywin?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he's a Lannister.
That's okay. But as Hand of the King, he within the powers of the Hand of the King, he couldn't do something like that without Tywin.
Be right back.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, with the powers of the Hand of the King alone, could he do something like that?
What specific things are you talking about?
Like sending, betraying Cersei's daughter to someone.
Well, the thing, it's a different situation because usually the Hand of the King would have.
Could Ned do that without consulting Robert?
Exactly. Like, you need to consult the king, but in this case, the king's an idiot. So.
Okay. All right.
So
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying about Cersei, though. I mean, the thing about season 1 Cersei, I mean, you think she was cool and everything, but at the same time, she had lots of friends. She had Littlefinger on her side. She had Pycelle doing all the things she wanted her to do. And this season,
I think Pycelle was very influenced in the things that she needed almost more than anyone.
Yeah, in season 2 and season 3, Littlefinger is no longer there. In fact, working against her now. And Pycelle is an idiot, so she's kind of realizing she wasn't that big a deal to begin with. She's not as smart as she thinks. She's not as clever as she thinks. So, but I understand what you guys are saying.
So I'll go ahead and segue this because this is part of my Marjorie discussion that I want to talk about. Because first off, talking about Marjorie, I really liked Marjorie in this episode. I like the fact that this episode displayed her as a true player, even without her grandma, because you know, and not I'm going to take anything away from what Larry was saying, with, you know, because when he covers that, but you know, once she's on her own now from the end of it, at the end result. And what does she do? Game time mode. She puts her game face on and she moves forward. All right, I have to seduce Tommen the same way I did Joffrey, and she takes a perfect opportunity to plant those seeds, and she did it so well to where she didn't just outright, you know, screw Tommen. That would have been gross. I mean, let's say that would have been gross. But what she did though is just give like Tommen, like I mean, yeah, it was sexual in a sense, but another way it wasn't. It was just like an intrigue because we've never seen anyone talk to Tommen except Cersei.
It was kind of like
Yeah, and Tywin. I mean, and Tywin. Outside of it, like, so, like, it was just, like, it was an interesting experience for Tommen, and it was a well-played move by Marjorie. And I think this episode displayed that Marjorie is a player, with or without her grandma, and if she's going to be a force, she still has her goals in mind. Although I will question that she shouldn't have to work as hard because she still has Tywin in her corner too. Tywin still wants this wedding to happen because they need the alliance. So,
I think it's a necessary relationship to build on for Marjorie because she knows Cersei.
She knows Cersei. Tommen per se. Is what I'm saying.
She's sort of playing. She understands that he's sort of he's not vulnerable.
His mom is done for.
No, but like she understood that he's like pretty shy around her, and she's sort of playing to that. She wants to make herself comfortable near him. She wants him to be comfortable near her, and I think she needs to really nail him down and let him know that she's on his side before her mum goes and brainwashes him to thinking that she's some girl trying to.
Oh she needs to nail him down on her side. That's for sure. It was
what I find, and this goes
this is real easy to do. Mount said cub and then nail in a downward fashion. Until liquid expression of said cub's love erupts into said air.
Almost happened too.
Well, face to face, I'm
sure it did happen once Marjorie left. I'm sure it did.
No, damn.
But the scene was.
Oh no! I see what you did there, Rick. I see what you did there.
But my view on Marjorie. This falls again into what I feel this episode did well, which was moving storylines forward. Now we have Marjorie's new storyline, getting close to Tommen to become queen, and the opposition of her rivalry with Cersei, hopefully probably going up another level, which we saw in the preview.
I agree.
So because of that, I like that scene, and I started Marjorie's storyline, and it showed that Marjorie is a player. Grandma left. She's on her own. It's game time. Game face back on. Let's play.
We knew Marjorie was a player. That's why I didn't care for the scene. I didn't really much care for the scene. The only part I liked, I told you guys before, was her pounce. The thing about the scene is the only thing about the scene is it's basically a Tommen version of the Joffrey crossbow scene we had last season. She's working her way.
It is. No, it very much is. I totally agree with that.
Okay.
Which is why she's an effective player.
Absolutely. Very well said. Very well said.
And we already knew she was a player. The thing I didn't really care much for Marjorie scenes this episode because it made her look sort of oblivious to the whole situation, as if she wasn't a player, and then it went back to her being a player. It's like I don't know. I see it differently though, because I don't know. For me, this has emphasized how much of a game player she is, and it's not for the family. She wants to be queen because she does. Grandma left, you know, and like maybe that will be to her detriment, you know, because we don't know did she just want to be the queen for the power? What will she do when she's queen? We see she's for the people, but is that just a political display? What will she be like once she gets queen? I mean, I don't know. Like again, it's hopefully we'll see that with Marjorie. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. But I'm with Steve because it's like I said in my review. Like Marjorie scene with Tommen made sense to that did make sense. But the scene with Lady Olenna, it's like I said in my review. That scene could have very easily been coupled with their scene in last week's episode, right along with the Littlefinger Sansa scenes. Both of those could have gone together, and they could have both been in fucking last week's episode. We could have got that fucking information that we needed out then, and then we wouldn't have been. It really wouldn't have felt like they were just dragging their ass with fucking material just to fill up a fucking 50-minute episode.
I completely agree, and this was the weakest point in my this is the weakest part that I believe was in the episode. Definitely, both the Littlefinger and the Marjorie scenes. Like reading the books, reading the book, for example, the what was I going to say? The Littlefinger scene and the Littlefinger scene. It should have been in the last episode, and this episode they could have made him do something else that would have been more relevant and more appropriate for this episode, instead of just dragging out that scene, which it didn't need to be dragged out. It could have been done in one episode. Like on the last episode, there was like 2 episodes with like Sam or something, and one of them was so pointless and so unnecessary. If they had included that Littlefinger scene back then, it would have been much more appropriate. And now it seems like they are stretching out that scene for some reason. And yeah, they could have included another Daenerys scene in this episode, and we would have liked that instead of just having one shot of her cleaning up Meereen in the first scene. But I don't know. It's just I think that the placement of Littlefinger and the Marjorie and Olenna was very poor on their behalf.
Oh, and here's another thing. Here's one thing I do want to address. See, I was trying to make it a habit not to address viewers' responses to my reviews in any of my videos, because I had a really bad problem with that in my earlier reviews, and I really didn't want to tread this territory. But the thing is, one person made a comment that I just was just baffled by the fact that apparently I didn't make myself clear in my review. This is what the comment said. It said something more along the lines of like, God forbid you have the same 2 characters in the same scene talking about the same thing. And it's like, oh, like God forbid, they show, the same 2 characters in the same scene. And when I read that comment, I was like, you fucking idiot.
I think I get what he's saying, but
No. I think I know what he was trying to say, but the fact that he stated the comment like that made me think like you are a fucking moron.
Right,
because you just illustrated my point. Here's a lesson. This is a lesson about writing, ladies and gentlemen, especially when you're writing a scene. If you have the same 2 characters in the same location saying the exact same thing, guess what? You could write it as one scene, numbnuts.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be split into 2 fucking scenes. And the second you do that, it makes it real jarring for the editing of your episode. That was the point of that fucking statement, and I thought I made that clear in my review. Apparently not. Because some of the other fucking comments in terms of my review, like, these motherfuckers just really don't pay attention. The first time they hear something they don't like, they completely shut their mind off to what's being said. And then I guess they just make up whatever else fucking happens. It's like, for fuck's sake, people.
And it's like the Littlefinger and even the Olenna saying to an extent where she confirms she killed Joffrey and not. But it's not like they're not important scenes. They're pretty important scenes, but placement is crucial. And I think they've really ruined it here.
Yeah, I agree completely.
And that was my whole fucking argument. I like the scenes just fine. Like I said, they could have been written as either one scene altogether, or if you were going to fucking split them up into 2 separate scenes, at least do it in the same episode so that we get that information out from the get-go and you free yourself up for space to be focusing on something fucking else. That's it.
I agree completely. Another issue that brings up is time mismanagement, because now you're supposed to believe that whole Littlefinger scene took place in between King's Landing and the Eyrie, when you could have just easily put that Littlefinger scene in last week's episode and then started the next episode in the Eyrie.
Exactly.
You don't have to show more later on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Just even looking at the area when you're on the boat, just seeing the scenery of the Eyrie, and having a small dialogue, that's even enough. But no.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, splitting up that scene the way they did created a continuity error, because we know there's been a little time skip that occurred in King's Landing, but when we open up fucking episode, I'm trying to get exactly what it is they were trying to do, because we opened up last week's episode with the Littlefinger scene, right? Then we have everything that goes on in the fucking episode. Then we got everything that goes on in this one, and then the Littlefinger scene in this episode was like somewhere in the fucking middle, right? Here's my thing though. If you're trying to explain to me that, oh no, it does make sense, because remember, we open up with Littlefinger's scene in last week's episode, so then there's a time lapse. So that by the next time we return to them in this week's episode, yes, there has been a passage of time, so it makes their voyage to the Eyrie seem more believable. If that's the fucking case, then why is the conversation split up into two pieces over that lapse of time? That doesn't make... I'm not going to sit here and tell you, all right, Baz, I'm going to teach you how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then I'm going to wait 2 weeks before I tell you how to make the sandwich.
You're going to be hungry, you're going to be starving, man.
That's literally what they did. That's literally what they did. He said, Sansa, I'm going to teach you how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Then we leave them. We got the rest of fucking last week's episode. Then we got everything in this week's episode before they addressed it again. And then Sansa's like, but you told me you were going to teach me to make the sandwich. Yeah. This is how you make the sandwich. See, I took the peanut butter and I put my knife in the jar and I spread it on the bread. And it's like, why the fuck didn't you just say that last week?
Yeah, I don't even necessarily have a problem with them withholding information until later episodes. But if you're going to do it in 2 consecutive episodes, it just doesn't seem... It just doesn't make sense to me. So I agree with you there.
It's called pacing, people. Pacing.
Called peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Peanut butter jelly time. Okay, I'm done. All right.
I cover Marjorie, but it's your turn, Commander in Chief, sir, King, sir.
I just did. Yeah. So
you just wanted to talk about the pacing?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that was my major concern about the episode, and like I said, the Lady Olenna Marjorie scene and the fucking Littlefinger Sansa scene, that's where my main gripe was.
Now, what if we didn't even get the Littlefinger scene in the next episode, and now we have to wait another week without him, and we go on to the next episode. So you know what I mean? Like, we've just got 2. Well, last episode was pretty crap Littlefinger scene. Well, it was short and it could have been done in one scene. So now we're gonna have to wait a while until we get another Littlefinger scene. Presumably, because usually when they show...
Littlefinger was in the preview.
Yeah, it's in the preview for next week.
Okay, so my bad. I'm just glad they're going to show him then. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, they finally make it to the hearing next week.
Okay, no, my bad.
But,
I saw a comment and I'm like, oh, wait, that makes sense.
I guess I didn't really look at it from that perspective because I enjoyed the scene so much. It was a nice insight into Littlefinger's character, and so where it kind of like made me look past that. I don't know. Like, I totally see where you guys are coming from. And I do agree, it was a pacing issue. Those scenes should have been combined into last week's episode, and it probably would have made last week's episode much better. But, but for me, it's like I guess I was focusing more on the scene itself as opposed to where it was placed in. So that was a detriment to myself.
The scene itself was good, in my opinion. It was good. A little slow, but good. It got the information you needed. It's just a placement. But now we got
the actor that plays Littlefinger. He has like a real strong presence. I love it. I love Littlefinger scenes. There's not many Littlefinger scenes I don't like because of his screen presence.
Oh, that's how you pronounce his name? What is it? Aidan Gillian, I think is his name.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor and he does an amazing job as Littlefinger. I really do enjoy it.
But that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about.
All right.
That was my main gripe. That bullshit. Oh, let me see. Is there something? No, that was it. That was pretty much it. Okay, your turn, Bass.
Yep. Okay, let's talk about the North now, with Jon Snow and the Night Watch and Locke and Bran. So with Jon Snow and Locke, as a book reader, this caught me by surprise as much as anyone else. But the way Locke, the character himself, is playing out everything, he is so cunning, and this is actually very intriguing to me as well. Because damn, man, Jon Snow doesn't expect anything at all, and yeah. So now they're going to meet Bran, and they've actually got the blessing of Alistair Thorne. Just with the Night's Watch thing, before I continue any further, what do you guys think about the City Watch guy? I can't remember his name. Telling Alistair Thorne that Jon Snow is more popular. Janos Flynn, then that Jon Snow might eventually become Lord Commander if they vote him into being Lord Commander. What do you guys think about that?
I really like that turn of events, because the way it played out, like, all right, so Alistair wants to get rid of Jon. He sees Jon as a threat. He doesn't want to take orders from Jon. And what's the best way to not only take care of Jon, but those that are most loyal to you? Send Jon a mission, and only those who volunteer to stand by Jon's side. Perfect plan. I will say that. It's a dick move, but it was a perfect plan on Alistair's part. Those who are loyal to Jon are going to be the ones that volunteer. So there you go. But it's overall, it's not it's a classic case of those in power not doing what's best for the overall situation.
Yeah. I get the feeling that thing is going to fucking blow up in his face. And like I said, it wouldn't have to if fucking Alistair would just stop being a dick and cooperate with Jon.
Exactly,
But no, he's made it a point since Jon's return to oppose him. And therefore, by doing so, you're going to ensure Jon taking over your motherfucking position. Because if you would have played ball with the boy from the beginning, you wouldn't have had to worry about that.
Which is why I think this move that he did right now was pretty smart, especially on Janos Slynt's part, because, man, like, if he had just taken him and thrown him in prison for, breaking his vows by sleeping with Ygritte or whatnot, if he had just thrown him in prison or something, Jon Snow is popular, and they would need his expertise and his skills in what's to come. But generally, like, with Alistair Thorne's character and those haters, they don't understand the situation. They don't understand how dire the situation is. You've got wildlings to the south, and you've got wildlings to the north, and it's just so.
They're all on one team. They're not separate fractions. They're all on one team.
Exactly. But just okay. Now going on, Jon Snow heading beyond the wall. Does it really make sense? Because I said this last week in the small council. Mance Rayder has wargs, and we've seen this before. He's got over 100,000 wildlings. He's got wargs, and if they can control a bird or whatnot, they can just fly over the wall. They can see the placement.
What if that was the only warg on Mance's team?
But
I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Wargs seem to be very rare.
Wouldn't we assume out of 100,000 wildlings who seem to be more accustomed to this tradition of wargs, wouldn't we assume that there'd be more than one warg with them? Like, it just makes more sense to think that there's more than one warg. And it just seems to me that Mance would know, like, it's sending out some of your best fighters to go beyond the wall and kill the mutineers, and it's massive risk if they end up dying or whatnot, or if they end up dying and getting caught by even Mance Rayder for that matter. It's just a massive risk, and is it even worth it? Are the mutineers that much of a threat? Again, what can Mance Rayder do against the wall when it's a 700-foot high wall and it's very long? Even though he's got giants and mammoths, they've got a gate there. The wall does have a gate which they can try to breach, and I guess in this small quarters, fighting would seem more even depending on how much numbers you have. But so what's the Night's Watch supposed to do now? Like, they're in a real tough dilemma.
I'll tell you what you do. I'll tell you what they should do. What they should do is make a big fucking fire, right? Circle that motherfucker, put their heads between their knees, and kiss their butts goodbye. Simple. Mance is coming to clean up shop, and there ain't a damn thing they can do about it. That's it. End of story.
Do you guys think that Jon Snow and the Rangers should have gone beyond the wall to save to kill the mutineers?
This is why it's the problem.
Yeah, I think in that sense they need to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cause see, my thing is with Homeboy, with the people, with the mutineers. You know, when they took over Craster's Keep, you can tell. It's so obvious. And why did my camera just go out? It's so obvious, dude. They're cowards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, the first time Mance decides to threaten them, they're gonna give up info. They're gonna give up intel. No problem. No problem whatsoever.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Mance is coming down either way. Does it really matter if they give me intel?
That's why I have a problem with the entire.
Yeah.
This whole northern stuff is basically filler. And
It
this
is.
never happened in the books.
I heard
But it's interesting filler though.
I heard is that opposite. The stuff with like Locke going to look for to Star Kids is the canon, and the stuff with Brienne is the filler. That's what I was told. I thought it was the other way around, but no.
I don't think they're fillers. I don't think they're fillers per se, but just a little replacement here and there, and just a little bit of change. I think they've got more time on their hands because. I guess that does go into fillers. They do have more time in their hands because they've got another whole season. They split the book 3 into 2 seasons, so they do have more time in their hand. But yeah.
But they do because I mean, like they don't. Well, at the same time, they don't need to give Mance any more advantages that he already has. And there is a certain amount of they killed the Lord Commander. They need to pay kind of attribute into it as well. Yeah, they haven't stated that, but they do need to pay for what they did.
But again, what are they going to do with that intel?
Mance would know. Yeah, Mance would know. He would know that they are bluffing. They're even less man. They have even less manpower than Jon said, and he'd be able to just
in my opinion, Mance from the beginning would have gone down to the wall, just put his full force on the gates of the wall, and just try to break that gate. That's his objective. Doesn't matter if the Night's Watch has 10,000 men or 1,000 men. If that gate breaks, the 100,000 is going to kill them nonetheless.
Right. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Like with 100,000 strong, Mance should be able to take it no matter what.
Right.
Even if there's 20,000 Night's Watchmen.
Yeah. So if you believe that, like I do, then you would. I have to admit that this whole filler arc for Jon, which isn't in the books, is rather pointless in a way, because. I mean, they're just doing this to fill up the time. Let's face it.
No,
I mean,
they are.
I don't mind the show.
If this is the filler story, then yeah, because you could just tell by the sheer shock value of Caster's Creek that it's then.
Yeah, I don't.
Him drinking from the skull of.
Yeah.
Him drinking from the skull of the Lord Commander. I mean, them raping all his daughters. You know, that's HBO to this extreme.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that had me curious about it all was when Bran got involved, because it's like, oh, how convenient that Bran would get swept up into the same fucking conflict that Jon is now getting swept. Because here's my thing. I was almost positive Bran was nowhere in that fucking area.
That's my point.
Not even in the fucking proximity. But then you got to think about this. This was the episode where we learned how far Craster's Keep was from the wall. 65 miles.
Oh, 65? Okay.
65 miles.
That was going to be my point, man.
You're
right on that.
65 miles?
No, Hodor walked 65 miles. Not Bran.
Hodor gets 65 miles?
I completely agree with. There's just so many conveniences with this storyline, in that we know that Bran has left from the Night Fort to go beyond the wall. In order to get to Craster's place, he would have had to veer to the west by so much to get towards where Castle Black is, and it's such a convenient plot point that he actually does see Craster's Keep, a small little house beyond the wall. Bran manages to find that. Seriously? A small little house, 60
Well, no.
miles behind
The
the
way
wall.
that Bran got attracted to Caster's Creek was he was in Summer, and then Summer got caught by one of the traps in Caster's Creek.
Another
Yeah,
convenience.
but
Yeah,
the reason why they did that was because they took the baby out,
Yeah.
and then Bran and them heard the fucking baby, and then sent someone to go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So the point still remains. How convenient is it that Bran is even in that vicinity? As
Another
wide
convenience.
as the fucking North is.
Yeah,
Not only
they've
that,
really.
I guarantee you, Bran will not come cross paths with John.
No, he probably won't. He probably
They're
won't. Why?
gonna-
No, because here's the thing. At that point in time, no. That would be changing the books too much. Can't do that.
All the
Can't do
fight,
that.
dude. It's gonna be like one of them Naruto movies when he was looking for Sasuke, and Sasuke just happened to slide past Naruto's point of view. So, it's gonna be like one of those scenarios. Like when the fighting starts, Bran
Between
use the
Arya.
chaos to crawl out of there without Jon knowing that he was ever there.
Mm-hmm.
Arya and the Hound, they just missed the Red Wedding. Thankfully, they just missed the Red Wedding, but they were so close and yet so far.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like that in the book where she really just missed it?
Yeah.
Just missed it. Just missed
Wow.
it. She really
Yeah,
missed
that's
it.
the
But-
problem with this whole Northern storyline is I don't mind them deviating from the books, and I don't mind them making these little arcs and stuff, but it's too many coincidences. If you're gonna
Yeah,
make
it's
these
too
little filler
convenient. It's gotta make
arcs,
sense.
yeah, if you're gonna make these little arcs, the writing's got to be a little tighter.
Just because
And,
when the trailer hit, I was like, all right, Brienne looking for, I thought it was Arya too, but looking for Arya and Sansa, that's got to be filler. That's got to be canon. And then the other way around, because there's no way they can catch up with Bran, so that's got to be. And then like Joe Zorro told me, no, it's the other way around. The Locke looking for, or Bolton looking for the boys is the canon, and Bran looking for the girls is the filler. I was like, okay, so when I saw it, I was all right. I took it for what it was.
No, that's not. As soon as they said that as soon as it was revealed that John knew about Bran, I was already getting concerned. So this little filler stuff didn't get me mad as a book reader, but it could be going in a direction that might get me mad. So, but right now I don't have a problem with it. I just think they should do a little better when it comes to all these little coincidences that it's like, you're like rolling your eyes like, oh come on, that can't happen.
Is it just me? Is it
So
just
wait a
me?
minute. No, go ahead.
No, you've got a question. Mike can wait. You can.
Yeah. No, my question is just to reiterate. So hold up. So which search for the Stark child is filler?
This one right here, Locke going after Bran.
That doesn't happen at all?
No.
No, Steve just said Locke's a filler character.
Is he?
Yeah, Locke's a filler character.
I think it brings a lot to this, though. It makes it more interesting. Like,
No,
just
I
to
like
see.
Locke. Locke is
Then,
the
then,
bad
wait, then who takes Jamie's hand in the book?
Vargo Hout.
Vargo Hoot. It's like a
It's like a
basically
Locke.
like a crooked
Locke
sellsword
clone.
company.
Just
Yeah.
some random dude.
No, they're
He's
part of
not
like a
the
crooked sellsword company.
Yeah, he's a sellsword. He's an independent. Like they're mercenaries. They're not really part of a house per se. They're mercenaries. So Locke is created in the show.
I don't mind Locke. It's just
So in the books, it's just a random gang of mercenaries chilling down the street, run across Jamie, recognize who he is, and then take his
I
fucking
think the
hand.
show did right
Pretty
right
much.
on that one then.
pretty much.
Yeah. Also, is it just me, or did Jon Snow just have an arrow to the legs?
Wait,
Jon
say-
Snow had an. Was it just me, or did Jon Snow not get shot by 3 arrows not that long ago, and now he's going 60 miles north?
See, that's what I'm talking about. Gotta make a little bit more sense if
Well,
the
no,
show's
we
gonna.
don't. I mean, how long could it took him to get healed from that? What, a couple months?
Three
I
arrows, but.
Hey, I've seen Xena recover from worse.
John isn't Xena.
Yeah, and that's mythology. Remember, this is supposed to be realistic.
Realistic fantasy with dragons and White Walkers.
I'm just telling you what I was told. It's supposed to be realistic.
It's very convenient the way Summer, the direwolf, got caught in the trap. It's like they needed Summer to stick around next to Bran, but he's a direwolf and he'd go wandering around. But as a show, we can't have that happening. We have to conveniently drop him in a hole somewhere. And
Yo, I appreciate how my boy Hodor was done. I did not appreciate that shit at
Wow.
all.
Oh, yeah,
I did not
yeah.
appreciate that shit at all, man.
Is Hodor gonna be limping around now? Like he needs to carry Bran. It's gonna happen now. You know.
Look, Hodor needs to just bust some heads. Like I know he look, Hodor will be carrying that little boy around all day long. I know he can do some Michael Myers skull crushers on them bitches.
Bran,
Just like Michael used to. Just Michael Myers just crush their heads, bare hands and
Bran,
all.
Bran should have walked into Hodor in the beginning when they first saw those two guys and took care of them.
You would think.
Which brings the question: can Bran walk into anyone? Like, could he walk into the other guy and make him kill himself, or would he die if that guy dies when he's inside the other guy's body? Or
Honestly, I don't think Bran can take a human body. I don't. I think what he did to
He took
Hodor was
Hodor.
more like a sonic attack, like a psychic attack, kind of like knock you out kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, that was last season, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't.
yeah, that's a good point.
It's probably like something he definitely needs to learn. I don't think Bran's ready to just fully take a human body though. That was like
He's very young. He's very young. It's true.
Yeah, that's why it takes a lot. I mean, it takes a lot of him just to go into summer.
Yeah.
But one thing that really threw me off though. All right. Locke is doing this for reward, and to get on this team with Jon, he has to take his vows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's say he's successful, if he leaves, he breaks his vows, and that brings the Night Watch onto Bolton. Do you think
Yeah.
Locke is definitely overplaying his hand?
Wait. You said that brings the Night Watch onto Bolton
The
as
Night
if
Watch
they
will
pose
hunt
a
him
threat to
down,
him.
right? If Locke breaks his vows, the Night Watch will hunt him down, right?
No, they won't.
The thing is,
Okay, they should.
They
No,
should. Normally they would, but
Right.
they won't under this circumstance.
That-
They're too damn afraid to leave Castle Black.
even with Ned Stark, the Night's Watch never actually imposed the chopping off of the head themselves. There was Ned Stark, the Warden of Winterfell, the Warden of the North.
Well, then
who-
Bolton has
who
to do it though. If he wants,
That's the
unless he
thing.
wants the people. Now that's an interesting thing. If Bolton wants to establish himself as one of the wards of the North, then he will have to take Locke's head.
No one's going
Otherwise,
to follow him
people
for not doing
won't
so.
respect
He's
him.
the Warden. He doesn't really answer to no one unless it's Tywin Lannister. Tywin's not going to give a shit about some random incident on the wall.
But shouldn't Bolton worry about the people of the people of the North as a whole?
People of the North, I don't think they really care. I mean, they know that Bolton had a hand in the Red Wedding. I think that's far worse for his reputation than just letting go of one of his people in the Night's Watch. And
I just found that interesting. Like if he's
yeah,
going to go that
I
far.
understand where you're coming from. It even makes sense to a certain degree, but not enough to incite anything really
All right.
important, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to
That's
think
Locke-
of anything else.
Did you honestly think Locke was going to stay loyal to the Night's Watch if he took the vow?
No, I didn't. I'm just saying. That's what I'm
No.
saying. Like that would overplay. In normal circumstances, that would definitely be him overplaying his hand.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with him. He's a filler character.
Yeah.
So just so you know, for Brienne is the one that's canon, and
Okay.
Locke is not.
Huh. Go figure. He's such a colorful fellow.
Yeah, he's a good.
Them motherfuckers like, I don't give a damn who your daddy is. Whack! Ah! My hand! Oh, Lord, I'm gonna kill you.
Locke's a cruel son of a bitch too.
He is.
Yeah.
I would hate. Oh man, I would hate for him to get his hands on Bran. That'd be fuck. Oh god.
He is. But
He's on that.
so speaking, I mean, since we got into the whole canon versus filler debate, should we then address the what the fuck ending that happened?
What?
Because I feel like that argument is at the center of that motherfucking scene.
That was my favorite scene. It actually made me giddy. I was getting something new for the first time since I read the last book.
Let's get one thing straight. Despite if it's filler, it's canon or not, that scene was beautifully shot. I think the cinematography with the overview, with kind of like the auroran, like North Pole lights and everything, that shit was awesome. That shit was a beauty to look at.
That scene that they had there reminded me of like the Lord of the Rings, you know, the green, I can't remember, the Witch King of Angmar. That scene was so good. I really liked it. Like the White Walkers are this mysterious race, this mysterious being, and just being able to see them, like I'm imagining myself reading the next book and just being that, like, and just getting into that world. And now that I get it here so suddenly, so unexpectedly, it made me giddy. Like in the beginning, I was confused. I'm like, shit, are they gonna like ruin something for me? But then the way they did that, it was so mysterious, so inconspicuous. It didn't really ruin anything, and it just showed us something that we wanted to see, and I wanted to see that. I just really like that scene. Yeah.
Wait, so never mind. Because I started thinking, it was like, well, wait a minute, is that supposed to be like are we talking about a scene that's just filler entirely, or are we talking about something that's supposed to be in one of the later books?
It's
This
something.
scene is something that's supposed to be in one of the later book. We have no idea what this scene is. We don't know if it's filler. We've never heard about this scene or seen or read or anything about this scene before. It came as a shock to everyone.
It's alluded to in the book.
Yeah.
It's alluded to. That's what book reader were telling me. It's alluded to.
It's
But
like
it's never like fully explained, is what people said in my comment section.
we've never seen the White Walkers amongst themselves beyond the wall ever until now. On any platform we haven't seen them. So this is a revelation.
Well,
Mhm.
Larry, I know you're gonna go in on this, so I go for it. Just go for it, and then I'll chime in because I know we sort of feel a little similar about it.
No. I'm gonna let you handle that. I think I'd be better with a rebuttal because it's like I said, I'm still kind of what the fuck about it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't necessarily have that big a problem with with the confusion that it gave us, because I know you had a problem with that.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Here was my problem with the scene. First off, I didn't even have a fucking problem with the scene at all. I didn't have a fucking problem with the scene. And when I did my review, I went ahead and I posed all my questions. You know what I mean? But I didn't really have a problem with the scene. Once again, it seems like every week my main problem is with fucking people. Seriously. Seriously. No, I didn't have a problem with the scene until I started getting fucking messages and fucking comments about apparently this difference between two different, like, White Walkers and something called Whites, which don't make no fucking sense. From a writing standpoint, that's a bad choice of fucking names. You got White Walkers, you got Whites. Well, what's the difference? They both look like white fucking snow zombies. I mean,
Exactly. People will shorten White Walkers to Whites because it's a shorter name to say White Walkers.
Larry. And now we got Ice Babies.
now we got Ice Babies. So Whites isn't even the real name. It's a fucking slang. It's a nickname.
No. I'm saying no. White is a real name, but it can be mistaken for being a slang for White Walkers. You know what I mean? As to your point, I said it's not a strong name to have Whites and White Walkers because White can be mistaken as being a short for White Walkers when it's something different to White Walkers. In the books, White Walkers is never mentioned. It's always said as the others. So you got the others,
name too.
and you got which is a shitty name too. But
it's like
it's a difference.
It's like, okay, we got these creepy motherfuckers there, and then we got them niggas, and we not gonna give them niggas a specific name other than them niggas.
So yeah, the whites are zombies. The White Walkers are like actual intelligent beings, if you can say it like that. They're actually intelligent. They know what they're doing.
Would they arguably be the demons of the world?
Yep, maybe. And demons in that they don't. I don't think they. We don't know what their powers or abilities are or what their restrictions really are. All we know is that they exist. They're smart. They get killed by dragon glass. And now we know that they can turn babies and grow them up, and they've got their own. Apparently, they've got their own. I don't know if civilization is sort of a stretch of the word, but they've got their own society because there was like other White Walkers that were with them in that place.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a valley. They got their own sort of village, if you will.
So that's all we know about them.
But going back to my main thing, yeah, like I didn't really get pissed off about this until once again people feeling the need to explain shit to me. this is the last time I'm gonna fucking mention this, because from here on out, I'm just gonna start blocking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
If it has not been said in the show, I don't care to hear about it. Let me go ahead and say that one more fucking time for people who don't seem to understand this concept, because apparently this is lost on them. If it has not been explained in the show, I don't care to hear about it. One more time. In case
In unison. If it has not happened, in unison, all of us.
Yeah. Everyone say with me now. If it has not been explained in the show, I don't care to hear about it. Stop explaining shit to me that the show is either supposed to explain or has failed to fucking explain.
That's a critical error on their behalf, though. I mean, such a basic.
You know what? No, fuck this. Fuck this. From here on out, I'm spoiling all of the fucking Walking Dead for everybody. I'm doing that right fucking now. I'm spoiling Walking Dead for everybody.
You know,
Fuck this.
we all see where you're coming from.
My take on the scene. And this is pretty much how I look at.
Everybody gets spoiled on The Walking Dead.
80% of most White Walker scenes, I believe, are filler. Because, alright, SMX Wing, relating this to anime. When it comes to One Piece, what is the most hyped moments? The Revolutionary Army, right?
You mean to come?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the Revolutionary. The war.
Everyone wants to see the Revolution. They want to see Dragon and whatnot. But in there, the Revolutionary Army is put here and there and is talked about to keep it still relevant to the story. But it's not that time yet. That's the end game. The White Walkers, it's not their time yet. That's the end game of the story. That's very, very obvious. But it's easier to keep it from a show perspective, from a visual perspective, to keep them relevant within the story for the TV show watchers and viewers. They want to, drop them here and there, which is fine. I think that's fine. And this scene was really well done. I think when I heard this thing was filler, I'm like, all right, this is just to keep the White Walkers relevant. Keep them fresh in our mind. They do exist. They're still out there. They're still gathering. They're still marching at a snail's pace, but they're still marching, to come get us. And so every season we got to have that White Walker moment. Season one, we have to have that big White Walker moment every season. And this was that moment. I'm assuming, unless there's another one later on. Who knows? Well, you guys know, but I don't know. So I thought it was a well-executed scene. It got my mind rolling like, okay, so that's the way I looked at it. I took it with a grain of salt, and I can understand the anger of book readers if this was something that was supposed to be revealed in the books, because they feel they were cheated. I can understand that. I totally could understand that. As a manga reader, if a critical piece like that was only in the anime, and I haven't started the anime yet, I'm only reading the manga, I would feel cheated as well. I can understand that. So I see both sides of the spectrum.
I'm going to go off on what Larry said there. The reason I felt, as a book reader, more angry with the scene is because of an article I read that it gave a synopsis of the episode and that part of the episode, and it revealed something that shouldn't have been revealed to book readers. So again, it's like the fans, or it's outside influences that kind of piss me off, which is kind of unfair to the show, because it was an okay scene, and it got my mind rolling too, because I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know that was supposed to happen, but I don't know. I'm a little mixed.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Time out. You said that the whole thing about the casting revealed something that wasn't supposed to be revealed to book readers?
The show synopsis, yeah.
There's a synopsis of the episode, and they have a little summary about that specific scene, and they put a name in there that
they revealed the White Walker.
It revealed something that book readers weren't supposed to know, and that pissed me off so much.
Book readers.
Yeah.
Everyone,
they spoiled us. So if it is true on who it was that they revealed to us that is the person, then we now have that knowledge of who that White Walker is that's taking the babies, and that's assumably creating this White Walker army. So we sort of have a knowledge on who that is now, where we didn't have before. We didn't get that in the books or anything. We got that from the show synopsis of this episode.
Oh, so you're telling me that book readers are pissed off because they got spoiled onto something?
Yeah.
Payback's a bitch.
Fucking who?
Not really. I really
By the
liked. I
synopsis,
really liked that they revealed him.
Not
It
by
makes
the
it more
synopsis
interesting for
of the
me.
episode.
Like
I don't think you guys are getting any pity from Larry.
I didn't think it's a
Book reader.
spoiler.
I can understand. Book readers. Look, if I was like Larry, you got spoiled on the Red Wedding.
Wow.
I'd have been.
Wow.
And Annie's Teen Stark.
Wow.
I'm surprised Larry didn't drop the show.
That's like getting spoiled on Ned's beheading, maybe even worse. That's really bad. But like I'm not really. I don't think it's really a spoiler. They revealing the person, that White Walker, because he hasn't done anything for it to be spoiled apart from doing something that we already knew was being done, taking the baby back to wherever they were going. They just showed the place that they were going. So we sort of knew that they were taking the baby away, so it's not really a spoiler. They just told us who it was, which isn't a spoiler. It makes it more interesting.
They must have corrected. When I looked at the synopsis on my TV guide, it was like Danny has to learn justice or mercy, something about Jamie, and John, and something about John. It didn't say anything about White Walkers or anything.
No. It happened. It was the episode synopsis on I think HBO.com. Yeah.
It said his name. I don't think it. Yeah, it's yeah. But honestly, I don't think it's a spoiler. I just think it makes me want to know what's gonna happen.
What did they call him again? The White King or something like that?
I kept getting
the Night King. Yeah.
The Night King. The
scene itself didn't spoil me. I'm not mad at the scene. I'm just mad at sort of myself for reading that stupid article and getting spoiled on that. You can't tell me that wasn't a spoiler. The article stuff. The Night's King.
It's not.
Wait. So wait, everyone's mad about it. It's just a name.
It's just a name. It's just a name. It's like
it's supposed.
No, it's not spoiler, man.
Because I thought, what was it? It was like, it's like that character is referenced to in the books, but he hasn't appeared or anything like that yet. So when this character in the show shares the same name, then it's like, that's who that's supposed to be, or something like that.
Look, I like to learn characters' names as fast as possible.
Same, yeah.
So I wouldn't be mad at all. I wouldn't be mad at all.
Once again, like I said, this whole sort of like controversy or whatever that sprung up over this, if what you guys are telling me that this is just a matter of book readers being pissed off because they got spoiled to something, or something was alluded to that they didn't know about in the books prior to this, boo, fuck, ing, who, cry me a motherfucking river.
Cry me a river.
I'm not mad at the show. I'm not mad at the episode. I'm not mad at the clip. Like I said, I'm more mad at myself that I actually looked at the stupid article and saw the name, because I personally don't like to be spoiled like that, and I consider it a spoiler. Okay, I consider spoiling punishable by death. That's me. That's just me.
But who read the article?
I did. It's my fault. I mean, probably shouldn't have looked at it, but HBO too. It's their fault.
No, wait. Okay.
No. Whose fault is it?
They retracted the statement.
Who's read the article?
Somebody made me look at it. They opened my eyes.
No. See, this is another thing I can't stand about motherfuckers. Don't dissolve responsibility for your fuck up. It's like when the old lady takes her pie out of the oven and she puts it on the fucking windowsill, and then you fucking steal it, but then you want to get pissed off. No, this is exactly what it is. Old lady bakes a pie, takes it out of her oven, puts it on her windowsill so it can cool. She steps away. You go, you take the motherfucking pie, but then when you go around the back of the house and you bite into it, it's too damn hot and you scald your mouth. All of a sudden, you want to fucking pick a case with the old lady. It's like, but who the fuck stole the pie? No. Who the fuck stole the pie?
Did I steal a pie? Are you saying, okay, I stole a pie then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I already said I was mad at myself. I mean, I don't. But the thing is, the name of the article was a little misleading. I didn't know it was going to talk about that. I thought it was going to talk about something else. But I take full responsibility for it. I took it.
Where'd you read it?
Where'd I read it?
Mm-hmm.
think it was like a Yahoo article or something.
Oh no! I knew you was gonna say that shit. Oh, dude, do not read Yahoo articles. They are the most horrendous shit I've ever read.
I agree completely.
Oh, dude, I was like, please. The whole before you even said, I was like, please don't tell me it was Yahoo. Please don't tell me it was Yahoo. Please don't tell. Oh, you said Yahoo. God damn it.
I agree. I agree with you
SMX
completely. It's just that it linked me to another website. It wasn't an article from them. It just linked me to another site.
But SMX, like this White Walker, in the end of the day, he's a White Walker. Does it really matter that we know his name now, that we know who he is? Because this person that we've been revealed their name has been dead for 8,000 years.
See, look,
And we know this.
I took the blame for reading it. I said I personally don't like to be spoiled that way. That's me.
I just don't think it's a spoiler though.
Wait, SMX Wing. All right. You see this guy, you're a One Piece reader. You see the guy with the pink feather jacket, wrecking shit, and you read this article that names that character Don Flamingo. That's a spoiler?
No.
But that was not the case though.
That's pretty much what happened. You knew the character existed. You just finally got the character's name.
No, I knew the name existed. I knew the name.
It's like
White Walker exists. You had to have known that something was making these White Walkers.
No, it's like I think it's like finding out that Jamie was a Kingslayer before, like, say you've watched the show and you find out that Jamie's a Kingslayer before having read the book. It's sort of the same thing. It's like something that about his past. It's just knowing who that guy is. That guy himself didn't do anything for it to be spoiled for us.
Look. We knew.
Yeah, and they didn't. And remember, the name's not even mentioned in the fucking episode.
No, that's what I'm saying. I have no problem with the scene or the episode that much. It's what I did, but I'm just trying to defend.
I don't think learning his name is a spoiler. I don't think learning a name is a spoiler. I really don't. Because you still don't know the history. You don't know how that character came to be.
No. Look. All I'm saying is what I think we're disagreeing upon is if it's a spoiler or not. Obviously, I read the article. It's my fault. I don't have that big a problem with the scene itself. I'm just saying that I personally think being revealed that name is a spoiler to me, because we know in Star Wars Luke was talking about his father, and we know that Darth Vader exists, but nobody ever knew that they were the same person until you saw the second movie.
No. That would okay.
When you apply a name to a character and it's spoiled to you that they're the same, they're one and the same.
Okay, but no, I don't think that's the same. We know that Anakin Skywalker is Luke's father. It's not spoiler, people. I'm sorry. That's spoiler. I mean, I'm just saying. My bad. We didn't know, but we didn't even know who Darth Vader was until the third movie. We didn't know his true name, right?
We're talking about the original trilogy, right? That was The Empire Strikes Back.
Did we ever learn his true name?
Anakin's name is dropped in A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
I haven't watched Star Wars in a long ass time.
Yeah, no. They mention Anakin by name in A New Hope, and then you find out in The Empire Strikes Back that Darth Vader
is his father, but I mean, that's not even that. We just know the title of that White Walker. You know what I mean?
I don't care.
I'll just drop it. So we don't continue rambling on. I personally think it's a spoiler. Now, I'm sure you wouldn't want to get spoiled on something through an article as opposed to neither the show or the book.
Oh! You know what? Nah, I'm not going to do that. No. It's funny that you mentioned that because I read an article. Funny enough, on Yahoo. I read an article on Yahoo today talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2, and there was a sentence that they mentioned in that article that immediately led me to believe, does that happen in that movie? And so I go to Wikipedia and I find out, I was like, oh, that happens in that movie. You know what? I should really spoil the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 for some people.
Can you do it tomorrow, please? Because I'm going to see it.
I don't care.
Well, Rick. Rick, you're not a comic book reader, are you?
I'm not a comic book reader, strong, but I'm going to see the movie tomorrow.
Oh, because comic book readers know about this shit. We've been known about this shit, and we knew it was going to fucking happen. The second you said, oh, when Stacy's in the movie, okay, this is going to happen. But
Oh,
no,
I think I know. I think I know that happens. I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna type in the comment. I think I know that happens.
I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
everyone should fucking know it. But
Yeah, I know. Is it that?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that. I know that.
In this case, though,
You know that. That's why I'm just. I was just waiting. Yeah, I know that.
Bass.
fuck it. I'm going on Reddit right now. I'm spoiling Amazing Spider-Man 2 for everybody. Now, fuck y'all. Tired of this shit.
Wait, I just want to address. All right. Kevin Circle, you are my good friend, man. You know, I've talked to you, but you're wrong. That's not hypocritical because what Larry is saying is he has no sympathy for book readers because book readers have been spoiling him for years now on Game of Thrones. After countless times I'm asking him nicely, which you don't do very often, to stop. And he got spoiled on one of the biggest moments, the Red Wedding. So the fact that he has no sympathy for book readers right now, it's totally justified. It's
I
totally
don't have none. Absolutely
it's
not.
totally justified.
But I didn't spoil
You
you.
are House Stark, and the fact that I was a little disappointed that your review was rather lackluster for the Red Wedding, like as far as your enthusiasm and hyping and whatnot, and your afterthoughts. But at the same time, I can understand because you were spoiled and you couldn't get it out of your mind. You knew it was coming, so I can understand why you didn't have like that dramatic effect, like when you found out Ned died.
Hey, hold up. For the record, for the record, who had the audacity to call me a hypocrite?
He's a cool guy. I mean, I talk him, but isn't Kevin Circle, Kelvin. He's a
Oh, Xaname? That's who that is.
Yeah.
Wait, Larry, I find it funny
That's
getting mad for
hypocritical.
idiots who spoil from the books, but you are the one that read it. That is the hypocrisy you speak of now.
Oh, well, he has to read his comments. He kind of has to read his comments.
I don't have to read comments, but let me put it to you like this. Let me put it to you like this. Reading a spoiler in an article that you see based off of the headline is not the same thing as having a spoiler fucking secretly placed in a comment that you should have been able to read otherwise anyway. That's not the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing. I should.
Also, this isn't really a spoiler because if people want to know about the Night King, they just go to season 3, watch the extras. They've got the history and lore of Westeros, and the Night King is there. His story is told. His history is told. So if you want that access, the show has given you that to actually look at.
Bass. I thought you'd be my side on this. I really did.
It's not a spoiler, man. I just find it so much more interesting. I can't wait where they're going with this. As a reader for Game of Thrones, I can't tell that much.
I don't have a problem with the scene. I blame myself for reading that article. All I'm saying is knowing the name, now that I know it, is a spoiler. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Do you guys want to know who the Night King is?
Wait, so what?
Do you guys want to know who the Night King is?
Really good.
If we're gonna learn it in the show, no.
Yeah.
Because then what'll happen? No, what'll end up happening is whenever we roll around to the fucking episode, I'm gonna be sitting up there saying, "Oh well, I thought this fucking episode was a little boring. Why? Because it was full of information I already had."
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, that's what fucking happens.
Larry goes in, man.
That's what fucking happens. Snape killed Dumbledore. Dude, I remember that was one of the first. I think that was the first thing I heard about Half-Blood Prince. It was like, oh yeah, Snape kills Dumbledore. I'm like,
Yo, that's messed up, man.
Well, no, I didn't, because I didn't read Harry Potter. So when someone told me that, I was like, okay. And so like even when I saw the fucking movie, I was like, okay, I know he kills him, but I want to see how he pulls it off.
Dude, when I read Half-Blood Prince and that shit happened, I threw that book down. So, are you fucking serious? I had to stop. I was like, yo.
You read that?
Yeah, I read. Dude, I love the Harry Potter series.
Yeah,
I read it, and I own every single movie. I'm a little scared down here, and they're gonna do this other movie, but we'll see what happens.
Wait, what other movie?
They wanna. There's
Like a
rumors
prequel
that
to
they
Harry
want to
Potter.
do a. There's this book. It's like
J.K.
a.
Rowling.
Yeah,
She wrote
there
a new
is this
book.
other little side book that they want to put in, they want to do a movie of.
Oh, is that the monster book?
Yeah,
Oh. Okay.
that I haven't read, so
Is it out now?
something like that. Yeah,
Bruce
I
Wayne
haven't read that one. I don't know.
right before his eyes. Now people just making up fucking spoilers. I'm trying to think, what is another spoiler I could drop about something?
Really, you're just trying to find spoilers now.
Yeah, I know, I
Hey,
am.
let's see.
Everyone, brace yourself. I'm about to spoil something.
Batman
about-
Superman will suck.
Bruce Wayne is Batman. I'm just saying. There you go.
I don't know. I don't care.
Bruce Wayne's
So
trying
anyway,
to murder for his eyes.
yeah, you see, yeah, I was laughing outside that. I was like, wow. Anyway, but yeah, so not to drag this on any longer, just final thoughts on the episode.
Again, I understand. I get your guys' complaints, and I think they're totally valid. I didn't look at it from that perspective that you guys did with the pacing. But I definitely see where you guys are coming from. So, but overall, I still enjoyed the episode for what was presented to me in the said episode. I like the character insight that was displayed with Littlefinger, the White Walker stuff. I still, even though I get what SMX Wing, I still find the Night's Watch thing. I want to see how it plays out. I want to see John kill that dude. I want to see, and hey, I want to see John get Ghost back. So.
Yeah.
But overall, a good episode, and I'm looking forward to this weekend's episode.
Oh, you know my thoughts. It was boring as shit. Give me something new. Yeah, you know what? I don't even think I commented on the whole John Ghost reunion in my review. I didn't even think I commented on that. That would be kick-ass.
No, you did say something about you at least assured Ghost is is alive.
Well, no, yeah, I was happy to see that Ghost was still alive because we didn't know what happened to him. But it never, I guess, because I was so fixated on the John Brand, the prospect of a John Brand reunion that I didn't even consider. It's like, no, fuck John and Brand. This is about John and Ghost. The boys are back in town. The runts. When the right meets the bastard, it's like, yeah, the outcast.
So you think even against Brand's will, John would make him come back?
No, he won't. He can't. That's what I tried to explain in my review, that even if they do reunite, I don't see, like, it doesn't make sense for them to reunite if there's the risk that John won't let Bran go back north. You see what I'm saying? Like, Bran won't let himself reunite with John, knowing that John's going to stop him from going north. And John would never let Bran go north by himself.
Mm-hmm. John would go with him.
No, John wouldn't go with him. Because John's like, there's an army of fucking wildlings up there. No, you're not going.
Mm-hmm.
There's an easy way to solve that whole thing. Don't have them meet.
They're not. Yeah, I don't think they are.
Yeah, and that's why I said I was like, nah, I don't see it happening.
But Sam should never have told Jon Snow in the first place that Bran was going up north. That just puts something in Jon's head that, damn, man, my little brother's up north. Who knows? Maybe this is one of the biggest reasons he actually wants to go north in order to stop the mutineers, in the hopes of actually coming across Bran.
Yeah.
Sam made a mistake for telling Jon in the first place. Shouldn't have told him.
You just don't like Sam.
I know. That's my.
So yeah, general thoughts from my end. I thought it was much stronger than the last episode. I think there was like 6 or 7 scenes altogether. I liked it. I only disliked maybe 1 or 2 of them. And yeah, it was pretty strong, very good episode. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was better than last week. Marjorie scenes were meh. The northern storyline could have been tightened up a bit, but overall, it was good. I think a little slow, but good. And the best scenes to me were Jamie's. They got back on track with his character, and yeah, good episode.
Alrighty, so that's gonna go ahead and wrap up another small council live hangout. I want to go ahead take this time to thank Rick, thank Bas Nation, thanks SMX Wing for joining me again this week. Yeah, in the comments below, please. I mean, y'all just gonna do.
Spoil away.
Well, someone just said something, and if that's true, first off, fuck you for spoiling that, and second off,
Dude, why are you even reading the comments? Like, dude, that's
well,
what
an interesting question. I didn't know I didn't see no damn spoilers. I haven't spoiled until
dude,
now.
you should know better at this
It is
fucking
my
point.
fault. It is my fault, but fuck the person that
Yeah, you know how I feel.
Was it the caged raccoon guy?
Yeah.
Can I just say something to you right now to ease your mind?
Say it after.
I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. Just laying it out there. Just don't believe that guy.
All right. No, all right. Cause that. All right.
I hope
Oh,
I
wait,
ease
wait,
your
wait,
mind.
wait. Who is that? Who is that? Give me the name. Drop the name.
Caged raccoon.
Cage Raccoon. What the fuck?
That's the person's YouTube name.
Caged Raccoon?
Is someone getting a hammer? Or...
What? That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You blocked just for that stupidity. You gone. You gone just for being stupid like that. You gone.
It doesn't make sense. Just that doesn't.
It doesn't
I'm
make
just gonna
no
say,
sense.
as a book reader, that doesn't happen. So don't worry, Rico or Larry.
Yeah,
That's
but I
just
was thinking.
stupid.
All
That's
right.
just-
We already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I'm not saying it live.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. That was just
Okay.
stupid. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us. This has been Larry Williams, OAW Commander in Chief. Rick, that's your line.
Anime Rick here, Hannah the King. Wasn't paying attention. Sorry. But thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, good times as always.
This is Bas Nation here. Thanks for watching again. Thanks, Larry, for having me. Check out my channel if you want. Yep.
And SMX Wing, Otter Man. And hit me up if you want to talk to them because I don't have a channel. Thanks for having me, Larry.
Not a problem. And yeah, until next time, peace.
Peace.